understand not everybody perceives themselves to be a creative person. Certainly there are many approaches outside of the angle that I'm going to be coming into this discussion today. However, entering these ideas as a creative person, creativity itself and its particular jargon, these are going to be the kinds of terms with which I formulate ideas. And of course there are many reasons why creativity is important. This video is just sort of looking at one particular angle. Human beings have in their mind a very powerful component for pattern recognition. We need to know what it is that we're looking at. Is it a face or a shadow? Is it angry? Is it happy? Being able to accurately answer these kinds of questions allows us to operate functionally within our environment. Of course, today, matters become far more complex than that. We need that strong pattern recognition capability to be able to apply well to the social situations that confront us, so that we have the means to decide on the course of action that may best aid ourselves and the community around us. Most careers and businesses are hinged on this kind of awareness. The need to know and also to be able to perceive patterns in all things is fundamental to the workings of our human mind. And so it is no wonder that our culture is shaped by pattern and the satisfaction of our inherent need to inquire about our situation. Whether it be popular sports with their rigidly defined and often highly symmetrical systems of play, whether it be music that is most often presented as highly repetitive and satisfyingly predictable patterns of rhythm and melody, or the cyclic occurrence of cultural events such as major festivals, holidays, sporting events, even the regular patterns of our months and weeks that we have settled upon as a regulation to our professional lives. We love highly regular, cyclic and repetitive structure and pattern in our waking lives. By the same token, we addict to being in the know. It is a survival tendency to know what's going on, but today we invent many ways to satisfy this need for knowledge. We may follow and become identified with cultural icons such as celebrities, so that our knowing becomes satisfied with how their career is going, their controversies, their affairs, and those kinds of things. We may identify with sports teams, so that our knowing has to do with its position in the rankings, where it stands in the league, which players are going where and for how much money. These kinds of examples are underpinned by a projection of belonging. When we decide to belong to a fan base, we count ourselves among the following. So information and knowledge critical to them becomes by extension important to us. Hence, a satisfaction is achieved when we acquire such information. I would like to propose that in the service of personal growth and overall health of our mind, that we exercise care and attention toward our identifications and our media consumption. Our imaginative potential, which is interwoven with our inquiring nature, is a precious resource to be cultivated, but which can also be wasted and thrown away down often quite subtle drains that leave us none the wiser. Take a figure like Donald Trump. The latest controversy that he has unleashed into the public sphere, it can be very entertaining. It can seem very critical and important. It can make us feel worried, it can make us feel perhaps pessimistic about the future. However, I would propose that none of that really holds actual value. Really, it only serves to satisfy, again, this inquiring need to know something. We feel satisfied that we've had our daily dose of what's going on in the world. However, I think it's important just to exercise extra care in exactly why we become fascinated by certain characters and why we feel there's an importance for us, and exactly to what extent we identify with things that we come across in the media. Engaging with things that are much closer to home, something creative, definitely doing something creative is the first thing that comes to my mind, and is the big one for me, allows that inquiring energy that we have to instead contribute to and receive its satisfaction from a productive task, something that will really aid us and allow our growth. This will inherently help personal growth. In the way that I've seen with my own art over the years, just how much learning about areas that interest me, such as psychology and many different things, has been encouraged and inspired by the very creative act of painting. It's worked wonders, in fact, for me, personally, come to think of it. I think I sometimes, in fact, underestimate the positive impact that art over the last few years has really had for me. It's amazing. It is transformative. My urge to read, to write, to formulate new ideas, and just generally to learn about life as much as I can. This most often begins for me by simply sitting down with my paints or my drawing media and to just allow things to happen there. Each day can provide a small amount of inquiring and imaginative potential that, if properly nurtured, can be cultivated and turned into personal growth and betterment. Don't misuse it. Don't feed it away to the junk food available out there in the world. Create something.